are doing very well and had a good festive period. I hope everyone in the chat did. And I will say I'm just really disappointed that I have to come on after another Spurs defeat. That's how I would have thought would have happened, judging by your match reaction and the talk that has been going on.
Oi.
Hey, we gave the team credit.
Only at Tottenham Hotspur can we have faction in this fan base that goes mad that we're losing and that we're conceding too many goals. And then when we win a game and keep a clean sheet, oh yeah, but the performance wasn't good enough. Only at Tottenham. Only at Tottenham Hotspur. We've been on a bad run, granted. The football hasn't been great, granted. We've been leaking goals for fun. Clean sheet.
So you were listening to us, Daigle.
We have had 2 goals disallowed. Odegaard hits the post. Crystal Palace, yes, they attacked, and in the first half they were much the better team. But we've ended this season, or this year, with 3 points, a place that has been tough to go at, and there's no talk about, do you know what, hopefully now, January's open, this is a massive January for Enoch, to put up or shut up. We have just got to win. And what Teslin was saying, a majority, I saw still in the chat going, he's spot on. He's spot on with a majority of it. Yes, the players can do better. Yes, Frank should be getting us to play better. But 3 points is 3 points. Spurs desperately needed them. We got them. And now we want to bitch and moan at how we got them. Only this fan base. Only this fan base.
It's just about acknowledging what we're seeing. That's all I'm saying.
But brother, we played. Listen, it's all about getting the 3 points and up the table right now.
That's fair.
After losing to Liverpool, after losing to Forest, which I had to miss the pure bad luck to be there, which was a horror show. There was nothing from the team that game. Nothing. Liverpool, we looked better when we went down to 10 men and then 9 men. Yes, the first half, I even put a tweet out saying the better team are losing. But you know what? While it's a football, in football that happens. Other teams create opportunities and don't take them. Now being used against us. Oh, when we win, it's because we played a shit team. And when we lose, it's because we're shit. So are you telling me every game in the Premier League, the best team has won and the other team hasn't had clear-cut chances and hasn't taken them?
Never said that.
But we at Tottenham will come here and will bitch and moan that we got 3 points and they should have scored goals.
So, but Daigle, on that, so did you see positives from today that you would go into Brentford and remind me who the other game is afterwards? Sunderland. And do you think we'll see a slightly better performance from the team after what you saw today, or do you think it'll be more of the same? Because we have to be honest, if the way Frank's probably managed that game, I think Palace did look like they were on their knees a little bit. They've had a lot of games in how many days?
Sorry, I forgot to mention that with Sim. When Sim said, if Crystal Palace hadn't played during the week, they probably would have won.
Yeah, that's the question.
Now we're using the fact that other teams.
I didn't say one. I said they probably would have taken something.
Well, either way, Sim, that's what we're going to do now. Spurs would have not won that game. Brentford, when they went to the filth, rested half their team for the Spurs game, and then what happened?
Got smashed.
Yeah, Brentford are not as good as Palace.
No, but the question is,
now it's not Brentford a bet.
But Brian,
what? They're not.
Brian, the question still go to the question. Did you see something from today that you could now take into?
Well, I'll answer your question in 1 second. I really will.
He wants you, Sim.
Come after me.
Are Crystal Palace better at home than Brentford are away?
Yeah.
Whatever. But Marlon, getting back to you.
Brentford are one of the worst away teams in the league.
What I'm saying to you is we've gone and beaten Palace.
Yeah.
You just said much better at home, which has been a tough place for us. What happened last season at Palace?
We lost.
Okay, and this season we won.
Yeah.
But so that's a positive.
Yeah.
And
For
Marlon,
sure.
finally, let me get back to your question. Do I think
Yeah.
that will be, mate? We don't know. We don't know. What
No,
I am going to do.
the reason why I'm asking the question is because you said when from the match reaction and what we said, we're speaking a lot of negatives with the positives. But the question is for us is okay, is this a one-off, or is this something to start pushing us forward?
But no, that's Marlon. I totally get that. I
Yep.
totally understand that part.
Yeah, okay.
I completely do. But the way people are talking and this fan base are reacting, especially on social media, is literally, let's moan that we won. Not about what's going to happen going forward. Spurs have got 3 points, but now we're going to moan about how we won. Not
It's
enjoy
always
the
been
fact
about how.
that we won. Mate, listen, if someone says to me, 3 points and you play shit, or roll the dice and see what you get, or play well but you don't know what the score is, give me boring and 3 points every single time.
That's fine, but the point, Brian, that people don't believe we can continue to win games playing like we did today.
Yeah, but also what I can say is now the January window is open, like I said. It's time for Enoch to put up or shut up.
And that's fair enough. And hopefully we get some players in and maybe things will start to get
Exactly.
better. And that's fine.
Exactly.
But you can't blame. But I don't think you can blame fans for saying based on the performance today and in a lot of games that I can't see us winning many games playing the way we are.
That again, you've missed it. I'm not saying that part.
But that's all I'm saying.
No, but Sim, what I'm saying is, after a win, there's no talking about brilliant. We got 3 points at a tough away place. Whoever the manager may be.
I did say that.
Pochettino was fouled there. Conte. No, Conte won there. I was there. Managers have lost at Palace.
Palace is a tough place to go.
But Brian, do you think?
So exactly. So right now we end the year where we've been horrific for most of it.
Yeah.
2025, obviously Bilbao domestically. And let me just repeat that for the people at the back that didn't that last week. Domestically, which means in domestic competitions, the league, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. 2025 has been a horrific shit show.
Yeah.
Really has. It's been horrific. Doesn't matter who the manager is. I include Frank in this. It has been horrific. But we end the year with an away win at a tough place. Now, Thomas Frank has his second window. Sorry, I don't know why I put one up when it's second window. Let's see what Enoch do. Let's see what Frank wants. And come the end of January, this is down to Frank for the rest of the year. He's had 2 windows to get him what he wants. Whether Enoch back it, that we'll see. But then we can't keep saying, well, it's not his players. They will be his players for 2 windows that he brought
Unless
in.
he doesn't get what he wants in January.
And that's what I said to him. Come the end of the window, we can evaluate. But then whatever happens, Frank would have okayed the transfers. Whether they're his first choice or not, whether we'll find out or not, don't know. But then we evaluate. You look at it and say, now getting onto the game, like you said, I think Wilson Odegaard, when he came on, looked very, very sharp. Looked incredibly sharp. Well, I will say, in the first half, the midfield was overrun completely.
Told you.
Archie Gray. No, mate, do you know what? People will bitch and moan about Archie Gray because there's a player there that people want to bitch and moan about. Scored his first goal. If that second goal hadn't been offside, the as in Richie's second, he had a heavy part to play in that game.
But to be fair though, he was playing in a different position then. My problem's not with him in a number 10 role where he's more further forward. My problem is when he has to play the 6 or the 8 and he lets people just bypass him and run and go. And that was exactly what's happened to him and Bentancur, because I said it was both, but it happens to him a lot. That's my problem.
I have been in that studio with Sim or Ben, and the one thing I don't understand with Thomas Frank, and I think today showed it again, was how vital Paulinho is, and he needs to start starting more games. Because we saw it at Liverpool against Liverpool, and we saw it today at Palace. Wharton and Hughes were running the show.
They ran the show.
And there was no one to put a foot in. If you look at the midfield today, you got Bentancur, who I'd say his anticipation and reading the game and bringing the ball forward is his main attributes. But when they're not being displayed, he's ineffective.
Yeah.
Then you've got Gray and Bergvall next to him. Gray, who, like I said, played a couple of positions, running across. His engine is incredible, but he needs a Paulinho next to him. He needs a Paulinho next to him. And then Bergvall, who did some great stuff, but then, for example, that through ball to Richie in the first half, where Richie was through.
You mentioned the same thing.
Was so badly underweighted.
Yeah.
And so clearly not the right option. He should have had more weight on it. And then you look at Richie, who took his both the offside goals incredibly well. But then after that, he had a chance where he's through on goal one-on-one.
Yes, him.
And he absolutely just smashed it. It's like this guy can score the hard efforts. It's kind of it's like the only way I would liken him to someone like Jermaine Defoe. And I'm not saying they're on the same level. Jermaine Defoe is far superior, but they're both instinctive players. Don't give them time to think; they'll just smash it in the back of the net. They will just act on instinct. You give someone like Richie time, like when he was through, and options where to put the ball, he then goes and puts it straight at the goalkeeper, which he should have. Do you know what? Make the keeper make a save, fair enough, but to hit it straight at him when he was clear through, there was no. That's the disappointment. But look, there are things Spurs need to build on. There are things Spurs need to get better at. There are things I want Thomas Frank to drastically change, and hopefully he will do with his players. Or sorry, hopefully when he gets his players, that will come. But the most important thing, as I said, is 3 points at a tricky place. We end this horrific domestic campaign, or let's say 2025 campaign, with a win. Now we move on, and hopefully, and I swear to God, we best beat Brentford, because Sim, I'm in the studio with Ben, aren't I? And if we lose to
good luck.
If we lose to Brentford with Thomas Frank, I might have to run away from the fan show because I'm going to be killed. Of course I'll be there. But it's a huge game. It's a massive game for Thomas Frank, and not for his job security or anything like that, but because of who it is. And like you said, the style of play, which I want to see him change. And I believe he will change when he gets his team. You look at it, I keep going back to it. At Brentford, he had 7 years to develop that team that he had.
They didn't play very great football, though.
Sorry?
Brentford didn't play great football. And I know a lot of people use that as an excuse, but Brentford did not play great football.
They did what they had to.
They did what they had to do, but they never played great football.
So, last season. So let's do this. So now you're looking at it. Oh, we don't have any XG in the first half. Blah 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 blah. Brentford was scoring goals early for fun in the first half and scoring regularly in the first half.
But that's not saying they played great football, though.
Oh, come on, Marlon.
Come on, there wasn't. I watched Brentford used to send me to sleep last. Brentford, they did.
Marlon, you must be able to fall asleep very, very easily.
No, but Brentford were not great. Everyone talks about Brentford this, Brentford that, but if anyone actually watched Brentford and go watch back Thomas Frank, there wasn't a game where I thought, especially if Spurs fans want to go to that attacking football, Thomas Frank is not that guy. What we're seeing from Thomas Frank is we're going to play a lot of counter-attacking football, right? It's just we're going to do it with better players.
Right, so like Teslim said, as Spurs fans, what we want to see now is just fucking go forward and forget the consequences at the back. That's what we need.
But there's consequences, but then there's a way of playing. And it's not gung-ho that Spurs fans want to see. They want to see when we play the teams like Wolves and teams like that we control games and like other top teams do. But Brentford never done that. They used to go against the top sides and play counter-attacking football and used to get results. But when they used to play the mediocre sides, they used to lose.
So wait a minute. So when we had Ange Postecoglou and Ossie Ardiles, who had the famous front five, all those quality, world-class players...
But you're going too far-fetched that way.
Let's do it this way, Marlon.
Yeah.
Playing all that attacking football and going gun-ho and not caring about the defence.
But that's not the example, is it?
Oh, no, I'm saying to you, but when we have a manager who comes in, look, I hate to bring this man up, but let's bring up George Graham. George Graham, his whole philosophy on football
was defence.
sort that defence out so you don't concede, and then you build. Because defence wins you titles. So, again, people have been moaning about the fact that we've been conceding goals. Mateta, who's a striker who caused us problems, but yet we keep a clean sheet. So people want to pick and choose their battles. When we shore up the defence and keep a clean sheet, it's not good enough. When we don't play attacking football and absolutely dominate and play the Harlem Globetrotters style of football,
but that's not today. Today is a good win because I get the Crystal Palace. You're gonna sit there and you have to play a certain way against Palace. But let's look at the whole season now, and let's look at Frank as an overall individual. Frank for me is not the guy that we're all expecting him to be. All right, but then when we play the Liverpools and that, where Man City's, that's when we're gonna play well. Right, because we don't have to have the ball, but then when we have to have the ball, okay, especially at home, let's take the home when we do have the ball. Thomas Frank football, and you can go and watch Brentford games. There's not been a game where Brentford literally had the ball and played the way that we expected them. So that's why for me, Thomas Frank is not the man for Tottenham Hotspur. He might be a decent manager, but he's not the man that we kind of need. And everyone's going to go back to this, right? Because Conte had moments where when we had possession, and Mourinho had moments where we had possession, and they were defensive types. Yes, they had Kane and Son. I get that. But Pochettino, Harry Redknapp, they're the sort of managers that concentrated on their defence, but were good at being able to let their team create chances too. And that's the sort of manager I believe, and I'm just saying this, that the fan base want. Thomas Frank, if you go watch him at Brentford, was nothing like that.
Like I said, I'll repeat. Big window in January. Thomas Frank gets his players in. The window closes, then evaluate. Do I agree with you that the football needs to improve? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that part at all. In fact, I strongly agree with it. But we had a major problem at defence. We've been leaking goals and we keep a clean sheet. And now we want to moan about something else.
Yeah,
like
but
I said,
the point is we were a bit lucky to keep that clean sheet. It wasn't like it was a clean sheet
How
because...
were we lucky? How are we lucky we kept it? That happens with every single football match.
Not every match.
There are clean sheets where other teams have attempts on goal and it doesn't go in.
No, very good attempt. They had very good chances today, Palace.
Did they?
Yeah.
Really? Clear cut, brilliant chances. The only one I think.
Okay, lucky's a bit harsh, but it wasn't like on another day, Palace probably would have scored today. It wasn't like you play that game 9 times out of 10 and that's a clean sheet.
On another day, we would have beaten Nottingham Forest.
No, we wouldn't. You play that game out 10 times out of 10, we lose that game.
Yes, but so you've just said on another day Palace would have taken their opportunities, but they didn't. So if we went to Forest and we played differently, maybe we would have won. I'm
saying putting the same performance out.
This is why I don't get any more sim. Why is it now a reflection on Spurs winning a game that the other team did bad? Why is that a reflection? We won the game of football.
Yeah,
doesn't
fair
matter.
play.
If Ange Postecoglou had won a game of football we didn't deserve to win, well done, Ange. Brilliant. Fair play.
I would have said you didn't deserve to win.
No, that's what I say. That's what I say. Me.
What?
If we win a game and don't play well.
Oh, sorry, you would say that. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. Doesn't care who the manager is.
Okay, but people like to look beyond that, you know? Why can't we? Because you want to judge how well the team's doing.
What I'm saying to you is, why is this show being about... This is the match reaction and the fan show for Spurs Crystal Palace. Not Spurs Brentford, not Spurs Sunderland, not Spurs Villa, not Spurs in 4 months' time. This is the match reaction to Crystal Palace. And we won the game.
And the game happens in the context of a season, not just in a vacuum. It happened in a vacuum today, And we talked about it. We if you don't know if you watched the match reaction, Brian, but we went through very specific details of the game.
The first 15 minutes of the match reaction, or the first 5-10 minutes of the match reaction was.
I think Frank actually managed the game pretty
Really
well
well,
when it comes to the last 15 minutes, the way he made subs, blah blah blah, and that's fine. But in the context of what I'm seeing this season, I don't think it was much better than that. That's my point.
Sure, Sim, brother.
What? What's wrong with what I'm saying?
No, nothing, brother. Absolutely nothing, brother. I'm delighted that you spent a whole 5-10 minutes talking about the positives and then the rest talking about the negative on a 2-0 win.
1-0 win.
Delighted.
1-0 win.
1-0, sorry. There's me getting super Sorry, if we had played that on another day, we would have won 2-1.
Oh, Brian.
Well, Brian, just because we won doesn't mean everything's great. It's great for today because we won, but...
Yes, Sim. Where have I said everything is great?
You won't hear a negative thing.
Yes, I will.
I'm just trying... All I'm doing is saying... What? But you're not liking what I'm saying.
No, Sim. I am not... I've even said during this thing I want things to be different, and there's definitely things... That's all I'm saying. No, you're not, Sim.
What am I saying? What am I saying?
You're going further on within what happens next. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's football. That's football. Everyone loves to theorise and talk about these things.
Do you know, Brian, you have to take it. Brian, you have to take it into. You know the reason why I think we're taking it to the next level. This game today was a very poor game, but it wasn't the greatest game to watch. If we're all being honest, it was a great win. But there wasn't much from me and Sim to talk about. So we only had a segment where we could talk about the positives, and then there was stuff today that we couldn't see if going forward in the next few games, where if we don't shut these negative parts out now, we can see where it's going to cause us problems against Brentford. I think that's what the problem is today. You're asking us to talk about a game. There was not much incident. Even like having Sky, there was not much they could talk about because that's how the game was, unfortunately.
Okay.
But that's...
I will say something as well. I am going to address this to the chat because I saw it a lot with Teslim. I've been lenient with times outs and whatever because obviously it's better than Sim's channel. But what I will say is come 2026, disagree with people's football opinions, fine, no problem. Any personal jabs or attacks for people that come on this show, whether it be me, Teslim, Ariane, Stel, Danny, and all the other great callers that come on, you get personal and insulting, I will be timing people out and blocking people because it is totally and utterly unacceptable. Disagree with the opinion, fine. And a lot of these people that do it don't even have the bottle to come on the screen and do anything. They just like to be hard and strong on their keyboards. So from 2026... people start getting personal, you will be timed out or blocked because it is totally unacceptable. And the boys do so much hard work, and that goes for them as well, if people are doing it to them. These boys put in content every single goddamn day of the year. It is their job. It is their livelihood. Every day they bring you content. They are tremendous boys who I love dearly. They put in all the hard work for you guys, and all you do is get rude, disrespectful, and disgusting. So I'm warning people now. In 2026, there will be timeouts and there will be blocks because I can see it in the chat. Before I came on, whilst I came on, and it'll be after. So enjoy your last day of being able to do it because 2026...
You're encouraging people to get it all out today.
Yeah. Hey, get it in today, people.
The abuse I get, fine. It's trolls that want to act the big man but won't do anything face to face or do anything at all. But you do it constantly, and those people know who they are, and they won't be around much longer should it continue.
Big up, Brian. Big up to you.
That was the party political broadcast for the We Are Tottenham TV family.
Oh, Brian.
We're going to clip that little bit out and post it on our homepage. Just on I'll put it on blast.
Oh, Brian, man, I miss Levy being out.
Comes great responsibility, and I have the power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brian, bro. Love
Big
you,
up, Brian. Love you as always.
Thanks for calling in.
Everyone in the chat, I wish you all a happy and healthy new year. All I will say is Thomas, Frank, Thomas,
Choo choo.
Frank.
There's Brian